G'day and welcome to episode 18 of the van build. This week I'll be continuing on with the lining that we worked on last week, and the Starlink Dishy modification parts should be arriving today, so I'm hoping to get that modification done and be able to finish off the ceiling lining. In other news, I've got a deadline. We've got a deadline to get the van finished by. So after Christmas, we're planning on leaving Melbourne on a big trip. So we need to have the van finished before Christmas and moved out of this house again. To show you what I'm doing with this next piece. It's got to come through, but the side of the van pillar slides out, stops the piece of timber from sliding in where I want it to be. So I need to kind of cut that shape into a piece of timber for the distance that it's going to overlap that. This is the last piece that's going to come out this far, and then I'm going to bring the top of the bench up to the bottom of that one. So I just need to cut that shape, and then the next lot of timber will just be able to come up to the pillar. So I'll show you how I'm doing that. So I've set the table saw up with the blade just at an angle, and then I'm going to run the piece of timber through to cut that wedge off the back side of it. Hopefully it gives me what I need to be able to slide that piece in and just glue it to the pillar. Looks good. Well, g'day, it's been a few days since I've picked up the camera. Just been painting boards and stuff like that. Stuff that doesn't really warrant videoing it. But this evening I'm going to start work on the Starlink Dishy mod. So I'll show you what I've got. So this is the Dishy. It has quite a long cable, as you can see. It's the router for the Starlink. Now I'm not actually going to be using that. I'm replacing that with a USB-C powered travel router and cabling direct to that through a PoE, which will be powered from a 12 volt to 48 volt buck converter. So, but this gear here is from Outback Comms, and so the plan is that you take this lid off and cut the dish down. So you cut the back off the dish, so you just keep 18 mils, and that mounts inside here and gets mounted on the roof of the vehicle. But the first thing I'm going to do is actually cut this cable and modify it. So I've got shielded RJ45 plugs here, which I'm going to use to modify it. I've got to bring the cable through the roof of the van, of course, so I'm going to use a weatherproof RJ45 joiner on the roof, and then through a cable gland through the roof to get the cable inside. So this evening, first thing I'm going to do is modify the cable and test that.
Some time later.
I didn't get very far with the Starling Dishy mod because I found that there was some parts missing from the RJ45 connectors, the little wire separators that slide inside the connector were missing. So I quick call to Outback Comms and they put them in the mail to me. So then I thought, well, I'll carry on with painting, but I needed to mask around the windows in the rear, and I ran out of masking tape, so I can't do that either. So now I'm working on the second stage insulation for the rear doors and the side doors. I'm going to work on this evening instead. G'day, it's Saturday morning, time to get back to work on the van. It's a bit later this morning than I would ordinarily like to be getting started, but it's been a pretty full-on week and just needed a bit of a slower start to the day today. So we're just carrying on with the lining this morning. I've just been working on getting this next board shaped and fitted, and I thought, oh, I better work out exactly where the fridge motor is going to go, the compressor unit. So the fridge that we're using has a remote compressor. It's not built into the fridge cabinet. So anyway, I figured out that if I fit the fridge motor here, the compressor unit here, it will fit, which is great because this is kind of a not that useful space anyway. So it'll fit in here, it'll have enough air space around it, and I'll be able to allow venting out of this space for the compressor that it needs. It makes use of a space that was not a huge use anyway, and it means that I'm not tying up other space in the cabinet with the fridge compressor. So now that I've worked that out, I've chopped a little bit off there, I can get this cable out there, I can go ahead and fit this next board. Now I'm just going to use the offcut from that first board that I scribed to fit around the wheel arch to scribe the board on the other side. Just turn it over and scribe that, and away we go. I've just spent a disproportionately large amount of time shaping this piece of wood, but that's the nature of this kind of thing. It's going to go up there and just finish that off nicely. Bit of glue and some clamps to hold it in place. Now I'll try and do this without getting glue everywhere. Well, that's the end of another week, end of episode 18. A little bit frustrating in some ways, not being able to finish some of the things that I had planned to do this week, but we're still making progress. I've been able to do some things that weren't on the plan for this week instead of doing the things that I had planned to do. So still making progress, and that's the name of the game. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and join me next time. Thanks. See ya.